Hey, Caroline? I got something important to talk to you about. Got time?
Yeah, sure. What's up, Ethan?
Caroline, what do you think about a relationship? I mean, going forward. Like, about marriage?
Huh? Marriage? Are you proposing?
Yeah, well, if you want to think of it as such, go ahead. What if I did propose right now? How would you take it? Would you be happy?
Of course, I would be overjoyed.
Okay, great. And if we did get married, and I asked you to quit your job, how would you respond?
Huh? Why do you want to know that?
Well, you see, I'm going back to my parents' place soon. You know that my folks run a small business, right?
Yeah, they run a small company or something. You did mention that, as I recall.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna have to take over the company in the future. So, if we are to get married, I would prefer if you quit your job and come back home with me.
Hold on. That company, I thought your older brother Jonah was going to take over.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But it seems Jonah eloped with some girl, and so I was left to take over the reins.
Can't you just decline? Do you want to take over the family business?
If I decline, there's nobody left to take over. At least not family. Ever since I was a kid, I was envious of my brother. It was always the one that my folks had in mind to take over someday. So, actually, I welcome it.
Well, at least you're not being forced into it. But quitting my job and moving into your folks' place, I don't know.
Not really that inclined, huh? Caroline, you don't want to really live with my folks?
No, it's not that. My current job, it's what I wanted to do for so long. I worked so hard to get this job. I really don't want to quit.
Yeah, I get it. Well, then that's that. Let's break up.
Huh? Break up? Like go our separate ways?
If you don't want to quit and come with me, there is no other option but to part ways, right? Okay, so I guess that's it.
Huh? Just like that? We've been going out for almost 6 years.
But you have no intention of coming with me. If you don't quit and come with me, how can we get married? No use bickering about it.
Yeah, I guess, but just the way you say it.
And also, if you won't go through with it, I have to inform everyone.
What do you mean everyone?
Yeah, I was back home last week. You remember. Well, when I was there, my folks introduced me to this local girl. Met her. She seemed nice.
Introduced you? Like a matchmaking thing? You went on a date with some girl? Isn't that, like, cheating?
Huh? No. It's not cheating. I'm not going out with her or anything. Just met and talked. That's all. All we did was have dinner a couple of times and, but she does seem to have taken a liking to me. Her family is serious about it too.
Are you serious? So, if I refuse, you just switch to another girl. Is that it? I don't understand your logic, TBH. What am I? Like a substitute? A backup or something? That's really insulting.
I'm not insulting you! It's just that she's the daughter of one of our longtime customers. They're quite affluent, and they would be a major asset to our company. Of course, that would mean I would also be pretty well off. My folks are adamant that I get married to her, but I had you, so I didn't quite know what I should do. And like you, she is very beautiful. There's nothing I can criticize her for.
Huh? Are you for real? You have a girlfriend and you go on a date? Comparing the two of us as if we're cattle or something. So, all these years, it was all just superficial. All outward appearance.
No, I didn't mean to sound that way. Did I piss you off? I'm really sorry.
You really have no idea, do you? Forget it. Do as you like. Let's just break up. You do whatever you have to do.
Seriously? Are you okay with it? I'm really sorry. And I'm sure you'll find a great guy, Caroline. I hope you find happiness.
Yeah. Thanks for the wonderful 6 years of nothing. Goodbye.
Hey, Caroline. It's been a while, huh? How are you? Can we talk? I can't believe everyone! You remember my brother that eloped, right? Well, he's back! My folks are planning to reinstate him as president of the company. Can you believe it? On top of that, He plans to move in with his wife and kids. So my folks want me to move out of the house and find a place of my own. I've been preparing all this time to eventually take over for my father, and was the one supporting the whole family. But once my brother shows his face here after all these years, it's all about him again. Don't you think it's pathetic? How could they? Hey, Caroline, are you there?
I'm at work now. I would appreciate it if you would stop with the non-stop trash talk. Talking to me like nothing happened between us. What is this anyway? Our relationship ended a long time ago.
Yeah, all true. Not my girlfriend anymore. I know. But you could listen a little to my grievances, right?
Huh? Why do I have to even listen to your grievances? Go to your folks or your wife for God's sake.
Yeah, I know, but as I said, my folks are on my brother's side as usual. When I talk about moving out of the house, well, it seems that my wife has been having an affair. She took the kid with her to her lover's place. That's why I'm stuck here at home. Really nowhere to go. They are set on making my brother the president of the company, so I'm no longer needed. Don't you think it's a horrible situation?
I really don't care, TBH. Why should I even care what goes on with your family or your personal affairs?
Yeah, that's why I contacted you. I'm thinking of getting a divorce. I realize that a rich girl is too headstrong, just not suitable for me. I plan to get a divorce, quit this job, and move back to the city. I don't want anything to do with my family anymore, at least on business matters.
Oh, really? Do what you want to do.
Caroline, do you want to get back together again? I mean, start over?
Huh?
My folks pushed me to get married, but I could not get you out of my mind. Caroline, I kept thinking I should have just rejected my parents' pleas to take over the company and get married to that, and get married to you. All this time, I regretted my decision. So, Caroline, let's get married.
I'm already married, and I got 2 kids.
Huh?
You seem to have it in your tiny little head that I've been single all these years. How many years do you think have passed since we broke up? I got married 4 years ago, and my kids are 3 and 1.
You can't be serious. But you said you'd be overjoyed to marry me. But you didn't wait for me? Why did you go and marry some other guy?
That was before you went back to your parents' place and got married. Besides, I can't believe you thought I would wait for you. Are you nuts? So you expected me to wait until you got divorced. What am I, your faithful little puppy? Wasn't it you who said I would find a nice guy? You do remember that, right, Ethan?
Yeah, I suppose I did, but you could have at least told me. I wasn't even invited to your wedding.
Oh yeah, right. Invite my ex-boyfriend to my wedding. Sounds wonderful. And besides, we're not friends.
But I was all set on making up with you. I was gonna dump my folks and my wife and kid and come back to you. Are you gonna stab me in the back too? What am I gonna do when my folks kick me out?
Don't ask me. And stop trying to blame me for everything. I have nothing to do with you anymore. And you want to know the truth? It's super annoying.
Why me? Why does this have to happen to me? That brother of mine comes whimpering back. My parents accept him without a second thought and kick me out. My stupid wife takes the kid and shacks up with her lover. And you, Caroline, you up and get married and have kids? This is a total shit show.
What's the use of blabbering about it here? I feel sorry for you that your folks forced you into this, but you just left all that stuff to the last minute. And the fact that you met a prospective bride without my knowledge and then switched over. Besides, you're the one who decided to go back home, marry and take over the family business. It's all you're doing. So stop relying on others and get your shit together and do something about it. If you got qualms about your brother taking over the business, well, then just talk to your folks about it. Convince them. If you want to get divorced, take her to a court or whatever.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, so you can say whatever you like to me, but not to your folks? When you split up with me, you were pretty firm about your decision.
But I was young back then. I don't have that kind of energy anymore. And maybe my brother will just suddenly leave.
Okay, I've had enough. No use talking here. A complete waste of time. I'm busy. Gonna hang up. And I'm going to block you. I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Huh? Why would you block me?
I'm not even your friend. I really don't have time to waste with an indecisive, wish-washy guy like you. You don't have second thoughts about dumping me. But when you get dumped, you get all panic-stricken. So lame. You're pathetic.
What do you mean by that? What did I do that was so wrong? What am I supposed to do now?
Work it out yourself, for God's sake. You're really getting on my nerves. I'll tell you one thing. I am so happy I did not marry a pathetic coward like you. Best decision of my life. See ya.
Please, hold on a second. Caroline!
I later heard that he stayed on at his parents' home, didn't even get divorced. He apparently decided to help his brother as one of the company employees. However, after his brother took over as president, he evidently accumulated a huge debt, embezzled company funds, and disappeared. As a result, Ethan got promoted to the president, but he was not able to cover the huge debt. The banks dropped him, employees quit one after the other. His wife asked for a divorce, and even his parents gave up and took off. Ethan was on a sinking ship, ready to go under at any moment. I am sorry that his family used him like that, but it's his own fault. He was not forceful enough or confident enough in the way he handled everything. Oh well.
Good evening, Juliet. I hope you're doing well. I have something that I need to ask you about, so I'd appreciate it if you could give me just a moment of your time this evening.
Hello, Bianca. It's nice to hear from you. It's been quite a while since we last spoke. I honestly had forgotten you had my line account info.
A little birdie told me that you were going to that new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown this Saturday. Is that true?
I'm sorry. How did you hear about that?
My son David heard about it from your boy Merlin the other day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Merlin and David are in the same class.
Ah, so it is true then.
Well, yes. We've been planning on it for weeks now. We're having a celebration for a family member, so we decided to have the whole family get together.
Oh, isn't that nice? And you're really going to that new place? I'm so jealous. I keep asking my husband to take me there, but he never does.
Yeah, like you said, it's pretty new, so it's no easy feat to get a reservation with them. I was surprised we were able to make ours.
Right. I heard they're fully booked for 1 month from now. So I hope you don't mind that we'll be tagging along.
Tagging along? You mean...
It's been so long since I've been to a good restaurant. I'm so excited. I'll be sure to save up my appetite. I might just skip lunch that day. Actually, I might skip breakfast too.
Bianca?
What is it, Juliet?
I'm not sure how to put this, but are you really trying to invite yourself to a celebration for my family?
Of course, I am, dear.
Okay. So you were serious. I'm sorry, Bianca, but like I said before, this is a private celebration for a family member, so only family members are coming. So, no. I'm afraid you're not going to be able to join us.
What? Don't be ridiculous. Your son told my son about the party, didn't he? That's as good as invitation in my book. Why else would he go out of his way to talk about it? Unless he was implying that we were invited to.
That's nothing even close to an invitation. Merlin's just really excited about it is all. He's been talking to all his friends about it for the last week or so. And in any case, I'm not sure how anyone could consider a conversation between two 5-year-old boys to have any sort of implied invitation, much less your whole family.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. At the very least, your son was gloating about how he was going to go to a fancy restaurant for a party, and that's incredibly rude. So to make up for your son's behavior, you're going to let us come with you, and that's final.
Bianca, again, I'm sorry, but you're not coming to the dinner. This party was organized by my husband's family members. He is the one who's footing the bill for this whole thing. I can't go abusing his generosity by bringing along my son's friend's whole family. Don't you see?
Don't think you can hide anything from me, Juliet. This relative of yours, isn't he the CEO of the award-winning architectural design firm that just put up a brand new office building downtown?
How did you know that?
If I recall correctly, I believe he's your husband's uncle, isn't he? He and my father-in-law were classmates in college.
Ah, well, I guess it's a small world, huh?
That's not very many people in the city who have the money and influence to be able to get a reservation at that restaurant, much less be able to pay for a party for their whole family there.
You're quite the sleuth, aren't you?
And with how often our boys play together at school, we may not be officially related, but we're practically family, aren't we?
I'm not really sure what you mean.
And since we're practically family, then we have every right to join in family events.
That doesn't even make the slightest bit of sense.
We're looking forward to this Saturday. We'll be sure to be there at least 15 minutes before the reservation time so that we can get started as soon as possible.
Bianca, are you listening to me? I've told you time and time again. No. You may not come to the dinner, Bianca. Hey, Malcolm. Are you done at work yet? I need to talk to you as soon as possible. We've got a big problem on our hands.
Yeah, I just got finished a little bit ago. What's going on?
It's about the party on Saturday.
Ah, yeah. The Korean barbecue dinner my uncle is throwing for us. What about it? Uh-oh. Did something come up? Are you not going to be able to make it anymore?
No, it's not that. It's something a million times worse than that.
Gee, sounds really serious. What's the problem?
There's this woman, Bianca. She's the mother of one of Merlin's classmates. And she's bound and determined that she's going to join us at the party.
What? How did this happen? What made her think she could come?
She said that Merlin was going around to the other kids at school, bragging that he was going to eat at a fancy new restaurant. But when I asked Merlin about it just now, he said that he had only told one person, a friend of his, that he was going to eat Korean barbecue on Saturday and that he was really excited about it. He didn't tell Bianca's son about it at all. He just happened to overhear the conversation. He went home and told his mom about it. And whether it was his lie or Bianca's embellishment, I'm not sure. But, well, here we are.
I'm not sure I'm understanding this. How did that result in her thinking she could invite herself to our family's dinner?
I'm just as confused as you are. I have no idea what in the world is going on inside that head of hers. I'll show you our text conversation later. But she was jumping to the conclusion after conclusion and using the most strained, bizarre explanations to justify it. I told her I forgot how many times she couldn't come. But she just ignored me and said, "See you Saturday." And that was the last message she sent me.
Wait a minute. I think I might know this woman you're talking about. You said her name's Bianca, right? Is she David's mom by any chance?
Yeah, she is. But how did you know about her?
How could I not? That woman is legendary. Everyone at the daycare knows about her. This isn't the first time she's tried to barge her way into other people's lives in order to get free food. She's a repeat offender. You wouldn't believe how many of the mothers have told me that she's invited them out to lunch only to say, "Oops, I forgot my wallet." Then she asks them to pay with the promise that she'll pay it back, but never does. I also heard that she always takes an empty bowl with her when she goes to other people's houses. And after she leaves, they notice that a lot of their leftovers have mysteriously vanished.
Holy moly guacamole! What kind of person does that?
That's why she never gets invited to any of the mothers' group events at the school. All the other moms are sick and tired of her mooching off them constantly.
Geez, Malcolm. I didn't even know about all that. You sure know a lot about her.
Yeah, a co-worker of mine told me the other day that Bianca had been targeting his wife for the last several weeks until he put a stop to it. Once he caught on to her, he always made sure that he was in the room whenever Bianca came over and talked to his wife, and eventually Bianca realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with them anymore.
Oh, yikes. That's insane. I never really interacted with her very much before. I had no idea that's what she's like.
Well, now you know. You need to watch your back too, Juliet.
What do you mean?
What else? She's obviously chosen you as her next mark.
Oh no. This is terrible. What do you think I should do?
For the time being, the first thing we should do is tell Merlin not to talk about the family dinner to anyone else at school from now on. You need to be careful to make sure you don't give out any specific details, like where or when it's happening, to anyone at the school. Actually, don't talk about it at all to anyone other than family.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably for the best.
Also, I'll take care of dropping Merlin off and picking him up from school this week. It's actually great timing since I was planning on working from home this week anyway.
Thanks a lot, Malcolm. I'm sorry that you have to do this because of me.
Anything for you, dear.
Hello, Juliet. Today's the highly anticipated day of our big Korean barbecue dinner, and I'm absolutely thrilled. I'll be bringing my entire family along, so please ensure you keep 5 seats open for us.
Bianca, I distinctly recall telling you that you weren't invited. There's no seats for you and your family. We've already provided the restaurant with a guest list, and we can't make any changes.
Oh, come on. Don't be absurd. It's as simple as calling the restaurant and requesting a few more seats. I highly doubt they'll run out of meat. And even if they do, they can easily send a staff member to the supermarket to restock. Problem solved.
And what restaurant are we talking about?
You can't fool me, Juliet. I know you've been avoiding me this week, attempting to keep the details of the dinner from me. You even went so far as to have your husband take Merlin to school to avoid encountering me, didn't you? Your little scheme is transparent. You need to stop pretending. There's nothing you can do to prevent me from finding out, Juliet. In fact, we're already here. We arrived at the restaurant about 10 minutes ago. It's a delightful place.
Wait, you're already there? That's interesting.
I hope you don't mind if we start grilling the meat. My boys are famished. We went ahead and ordered 10 plates of the super premium course, so there might be some left for you if you hurry up.
Well, that's unexpected, but kind of you, I guess.
It felt amazing leaving the house without worrying about having enough cash or remembering to bring my wallet. It's so generous of you to treat us to such a delectable meal. Oh, the waitress is returning to the table. I'll go ahead and order another round of the super premium set. We've devoured most of the first round. It was delicious. The aroma of grilling meat truly is delightful.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Oh, I forgot about drinks. I need to call the waitress back. What kind of wine do you prefer, Juliet? I've always wanted to try the Dom Perignon, so I'll go ahead and add a bottle to the tab. But thinking about it, it might be a bit much for my kids. I ordered another super premium course for them. They're growing boys after all, and they'll have no trouble finishing it. I'll inform you when the waitress brings the check, so be sure to have your credit card number ready. Juliet? Where on earth are you? We've combed through the entire restaurant looking for you and your family, but you're nowhere to be found. Perhaps you're in one of the private rooms? It doesn't matter much. I know you're here somewhere. Oh, Juliet, tonight's meal has been the most satisfying I've had in years. The rest of the family relished it too. In fact, we were so enthralled that we ended up ordering a whopping 25 plates of the super premium course. I'm so stuffed. I couldn't possibly eat another bite. As it was getting late, we were just about to head back to the car and head home. Yes, and the waitress just handed me the check. The total came to 4,000 grand. Could you be a dear and bring your credit card to the front counter?
You spent $4,000 on food just for your own family? Hold on a minute. Let me confirm my understanding. David has 2 older brothers, correct?
That's right.
So with you and your husband, that makes a total of 5 people, right? And yet, you consumed 25 orders of meat with only 5 people, including a 5-year-old?
Well, my 2 older boys are teenagers, you know? My oldest is on the football team, the star of the defensive line. You know what they say, growing boys need their nutrition. And let me tell you, they got plenty of nutrition today. Thanks again for this incredible dinner, Juliet. I'll be waiting for you at the counter as mentioned. I hope you have a high credit card limit. Juliet, where are you? Answer me. I can't believe this. You're not at the restaurant? Then where on earth are you?
What is it, Bianca?
Don't what is it me? You have to pay the check. Didn't you see my message? The total is $4,000. You need to come and pay for it right now. But why aren't you at the restaurant? Where are you? What are you doing?
Restaurant? I'm sorry, Bianca. I'm not sure what you're talking about. What restaurant are you referring to?
Now is not the time for games, Juliet. This is serious. I know you got a reservation at the new Korean barbecue restaurant downtown. The super exclusive one. The one that your husband's rich uncle reserved for you for your party.
Bianca, we're not at a restaurant. We're having a catered party at my husband's uncle's house.
You what? A catered party? They don't do catering. I've never heard of a Korean barbecue doing catering before.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised we could get a reservation. I guess he had to pull a few strings.
So you're not at the restaurant for real?
No, we're not. What gave you the impression that we were?
But you said that you were going to have a party at an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant.
No, I said we were going to have a party and that we were going to get meat from an expensive Korean barbecue restaurant. I never said that we were going to have a party at the restaurant. Weren't you listening?
But that's what?
My husband's uncle has a vacation home down by the lake. It's really nice. Has its own private dock and everything. But anyway, he invited the whole family down to that lake house for a party. That's where we are right now.
Wait, then how are you?
And since we wanted to have a pleasant celebration where the whole family could relax and enjoy each other's company, he had the restaurant cater a party here rather than going to the restaurant to eat.
So what about me? What am I supposed to do about this $4,000 bill they're asking me to pay? I would never have eaten this much if I thought I was going to have to pay for it. I thought you were paying for it.
Bianca, I never once said that I was going to pay for your dinner. As a matter of fact, I explicitly said that you were not invited to the party.
But I told you that I was invited. I told you that I was invited. So I was invited, and that's all there is to it. I told you that you were paying. So you're paying, and that's final. And besides, what kind of cruel, heartless, unfeeling woman would pull a trick like this on a dear friend? I might have to tell the other mothers at school about your treachery. I'm sure they'd be utterly appalled at your awful behavior. So this is your last warning. Get down here and pay the bill this instant.
Bianca, I'm not sure how you got the impression that we're friends, but we're not. Not even close. We're barely even acquaintances.
Excuse me?
The only reason that I even gave you my contact info was because our kids were in the same class. And we might need to contact each other in an emergency. It turns out that your David and my Merlin aren't even that good of friends. They barely ever play with each other. Furthermore, I've heard that you've been going around taking financial advantage of just about all the other mothers in class. And most of them have cut off all contact with you. So do you really think that anyone's going to be concerned at all with any sort of gossip you may try to spread around about me?
I don't believe what I'm hearing. Are you trying to say that I'm some outcast? That everyone sees me as nothing but a moocher?
Yep.
Really?
So, like I said, I don't think the words of someone with a reputation as bad as yours will carry much weight at all. Especially considering most of the mothers are your victims anyway. If you want to try and defame me, go ahead and make my day.
Hey!
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a party to get back to. And we just cracked open our third bottle of Dom Perignon.
Wait, hold on. I can't pay a $4,000 bill. I left my wallet at home. Please, Juliet, please pay the bill for me.
The restaurant staff had caught on to Bianca and her family's attempt at an eat and run, having contacted the police in advance. When they tried to make a swift exit, law enforcement intervened. Luckily for Bianca, she had a lifeline in the form of a father-in-law who rushed down to the restaurant and settled the bill. Unfortunately, the embarrassing incident was captured on video by a bystander and swiftly uploaded to various social media platforms, turning it into a global sensation. Attempting to escape the incessant ridicule from their neighbors, Bianca and her family decided to relocate. However, the video had already circulated widely, haunting their reputation wherever they went. Job hunting proved to be a daunting task as potential employers had seen the viral footage. Now unemployed and facing homelessness, Bianca and her family experienced the consequences of their actions. Bianca's 3 sons found refuge with their grandfather, who operates a karate school. They transferred schools, expressing apologies for their mother's behavior. With the hope that Bianca's father-in-law instills proper values in them, the future remains uncertain for Bianca, who may be facing consequences too late to amend.